We've always looked to the stars for answers, asking that huge question, are we alone in the universe? But what if? What if that's the wrong question? What if we're not even alone on our own planet? Today, we're going to dive deep into that very idea. I mean, think about it. This one question just flips the entire search for intelligent life completely on its head. We pour billions into telescopes looking up. But what if the most mind-blowing discoveries are waiting right here, maybe deep under our feet, or hiding just beyond what we can see? And that brings us to the core of what we're talking about today, the cryptoterrestrial hypothesis. It's this pretty wild idea that a secret non-human intelligence might already be sharing our world, totally undetected. So, what in the world does cryptoterrestrial actually mean? Well, let's break it down. These aren't aliens from another planet. Nope. The hypothesis suggests they are native to Earth, hidden dwellers who maybe evolved right here alongside us. Or maybe they exist in a way our senses just can't pick up. Okay, so where could they possibly hide, right? Well, the theory points to all the places on our own planet we've barely explored. We're talking deep-sea trenches we know less about than the surface of Mars, or these huge unmapped cave systems. Some versions of the theory get even crazier, suggesting things like parallel dimensions, or even a kind of tech camouflage so advanced they could be standing right in front of us and we'd never know. Now, while this might sound like something straight out of modern science fiction, the concept of secret civilizations here on Earth is, well, it's ancient. Think about all those old legends of Agartha or Shambhala, these mystical kingdoms hidden away from the surface world. This hypothesis is, in a lot of ways, just a modern spin on a very, very old human idea. So why do people even entertain this? What makes some thinkers find this compelling enough to really dig into? Let's look at the arguments that give it some weight, even if it's just as a thought experiment. Proponents usually point to four main things. First, you've got the sheer number of really weird reports, UFO sightings that seem too close, almost terrestrial, or abduction stories that don't quite fit the classic alien model. Second, and this is a big one, is the simple fact that our planet has these vast, unexplored frontiers. Seriously, we're mapping distant galaxies, but over 80% of our own ocean is a total mystery. Third is the possibility of some kind of technology that's way beyond us, something that could bend our perception or even mess with our memories. And finally, you have the folklore. All those persistent myths of hidden people, fairies, jinn, elves, that you find in almost every single culture on Earth. Are they just stories? Or could they be a kind of scrambled memory of real contact? Okay, but to really get a grip on this, we absolutely have to face the huge challenges and the criticisms. It's time to put on our skeptic hats. And here's the thing. Even the people who study this as a serious philosophical problem, they're the first ones to tell you how it sounds. A recent analysis of the idea flat out acknowledged that the hypothesis sounds absolutely crazy. So this isn't about blind belief, it's about pushing the boundaries of what could be possible, no matter how strange it seems. This slide right here gets to the absolute heart of the debate. On one side, you have this really intriguing possibility that all our folklore is just a distorted history of contact. But on the other side, you've got Occam's razor, that famous principle that says the simplest explanation is probably the right one. A hoax, a misidentified drone, a weird weather event, those are almost always going to be simpler answers than a hidden civilization. And let's be real, the hurdles for this idea are massive. There is a total, profound lack of hard physical proof. No undisputed artifacts, no biological samples, nothing. Our best sciences, geology and biology, have found zero fossils, zero genetic traces. And without that kind of concrete evidence, being skeptical isn't just fair, it's absolutely essential. But okay, let's step away from the is it true or false debate for just a minute. Let's explore why this idea is so interesting as a mental tool. What if we just step into this world for a moment and imagine the implications? All right, let's really do this. For the next few minutes, let's just suspend our disbelief. Let's pretend it's all 100% true. What would that actually mean for us, for humanity? Well, first off, our entire understanding of human history would be thrown into absolute chaos. Every myth about elves, every legend of creatures from a world down below, all of it would have to be re-examined. Were they just stories our ancestors told, or were they faint whispers of actual contact with our hidden neighbors? The entire focus of science would pivot, instantly. The search for intelligent life would turn from the vastness of space to the most remote corners of our own planet. We wouldn't be sending probes to Mars. We'd be sending them down into the Marianas Trench, scanning deep cave systems and analyzing the Earth's very crust. And just think about the social and political fallout. I mean, we'd have to deal with questions we've never even considered. What kind of rights would a non-human, Earth-native species have? How would we even begin to set up communication or borders? It would open up a philosophical and ethical minefield. And in the end, that's the real value of an idea like this. It's a fascinating lens to look through. Whether you believe a single word of it or not, it forces us to question our deepest assumptions about the world. It's a powerful reminder that this planet might be far stranger and way more mysterious than we ever give it credit for. And so it challenges our most basic idea of what it means to be alone. Not by making us look out into the endless night sky, but by forcing us to look deeper into our own world. And that leaves us with this one truly unsettling possibility, that we are not alone on this planet. Not because visitors came from the stars, but because our neighbors have been here the whole time, hidden just out of sight. The greatest mystery of all might not be out there, but right here, waiting